Miigwech to my nominators, Sandra Riley and Pam King. It is an honor to be nominated for my second term by such carriers of wisdom and love. Miigwech. My lessons and experience are with 3 terms on council and these 3 years as chief. I ran 5 campaigns to get here, and each campaign provided more confidence, and each time a little closer to being elected. I enjoyed the personal visits with you and the support you provided over the years. Miigwech. I want to make it clear that these campaigns were not about knocking anyone to try and gain support. These were discussions on the vision that our members have about our community and being part of making that vision a reality with the council that was chosen by you. I want to wish every candidate the best of luck and confidence in this journey, and we'll wait to see what our membership decides. The journey and responsibility of being chief has been one of honor, hard work, and great accomplishments by this council. With a collective goal and intention to make sure that construction would start on our new ferry and dock upgrades in this term, we will see it realized. With determination and will, we are well on our way to see these projects completed. This council remained focused and determined of starting all the major infrastructure that we need today, which includes paving the roads. Now this community is ready to move on to the next major step of community development. During our term, we are very honored to conclude some historic agreements, which included the Williams Treaty Settlement and the Nagdwayinmog Benochiuk Child and Family Services designation. Both agreements were over 20 years in the making. Many of the projects were carried on from previous councils, and this council picked up these projects and moved them along to completion or moved them further along. A lot of this work is carried on through each term by the staff and their departments. And these are recommendations that come from our community vision and planning. A few more projects such as the Land Code and Custom Election Code were brought to you for approval. Developing a foundation of good working relationships with our political organizations who have lobbied for us to move our projects forward was important right from the start. Making positive connections with governments proved to be another advantage for us. Developing alliances with local governments also became another way of improving relationships locally. We have a regular team meeting with local mayors and councils. Knowing that there are a lot of supports and dedicated staff behind you in every way is comforting to know that our community is being looked after. It is our staff who are the key players in a lot of these projects that come to the community, including the planning stages and getting council support to move them on to completion. It is our staff who become the main motivators in our project team meetings. To witness the work that's being done at all levels in our political organizations was amazing. To see and hear the strength of our people and leaders across Ontario and across the country, and to realize that there's a lot of work being done for our communities. To see how our leaders negotiate what results in community programs and services, and the people behind the scenes that manage these programs to make sure they become reality in our communities. There are many of our people that work for these organizations that are professionals and believe in our communities and the survival of Anishinaabe. I always knew there was a lot going on in our community after having been in different departments and having been the communication officer for years. But to see it on another level gave me a lot of insight on how these initiatives filter down to the community level. We don't see the work it takes to get a new initiative or settlement completed. We see the results of it when it gets home. Both the Coldwater settlement and the Williams Treaty settlement were years of negotiations before we received these in our community. The chiefs and councils that sat at those negotiations were always thinking about the future of our community and membership. The experience we went through in the past year was a huge threat to life as we knew it. Everyone experienced various emotions, including fear. To watch the world around us close down, markets were starting to crash, and we had to fear for everything we had. We responded by creating a plan to protect our community. The council declared the emergency on March 16, 2020. Our directors and managers then went to work to create this plan and execute it on a daily basis. I thank this crew very much for being strong, creative, resilient, and cooperative. We met daily and adjusted to the threat. Of course, there was backlash and blame to deal with on a regular basis, but the majority of the community understood and done what they could to be safe. The work continues today with our team and our frontline crews, with security, screeners, health team, and social services crew working tirelessly on a daily basis. Our sanitizing crew makes sure that every surface is taken care of on each trip on our ferries, from the island and back from Cedar Point. This action alone is very important and probably prevented COVID from coming to the island. We are now 87% vaccinated in the community, but we still have the vulnerable to protect, including our youth and the members who chose not to be vaccinated for health reasons or their own beliefs. The threat continues as more variants of this virus emerge across the globe. This pandemic has brought tough times and change for us all. We now know we can adjust, even if we don't like change. As we move forward and look for a new way or try to fit back into our old ways, we can do things differently. We have learned a lot from being online, meeting and connecting through Zoom. We know communication has been one of our biggest challenges, and connecting with our members here and with our members who live elsewhere in the world. We can break that barrier without any excuses and just give it the time that it deserves. There are many members who want to be part of planning. A great example of this is Cherise Sayre, who coordinated a group of women to create a proposal for a women's shelter here on the island. Finding ways for more people to contribute will take us a long way. My commitment to carry on through this pandemic and holding on to our vision for a healthy and progressive community is going to take your support and energy. I am committed to working through this and making sure the big projects that were started are completed. The major infrastructure will be completed, and it's time to take the next step. Our next major step as a community is economic growth. This has always been a top priority in our community, as indicated in our community plan and many studies over the decades. There are many opportunities that come to our table, and many opportunities that are growing trends that should be reviewed, like the enormous growth of e-commerce, allowing companies to access the world market. During this campaign, I will be presenting online and will continue to promote this as a way to connect with our membership on a regular basis. Our council has to be more connected with our membership and will be assigned a task to connect with members too. They will have equal responsibility in this task in their portfolios. I look forward to having this discussion. My Zoom meetings will take place during the times of 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. I hope you can schedule yourself on one of my sessions, which I have called an evening chat with the chief. Fill in the form with your email contact. Let me know which date works for you and I will send you a link to join a session. Miigwech.